Good morning, everyone. My name is Vanessa. I'm a Saint artist, and I'm going to show you a little hack today. HaC stands for highlight and contour, and this method is called the camo method or the cheetah method. You may have heard it called like just the paint by number method. It's super easy. Not sure if you've seen it before, but I just thought I'd show it to you because it's one of my favorite ways to get ready. Now, along the way, if you have any questions, please refer to your artist and she'll be able to help you out. She can help you get set up with your custom colors and get going. So here we go. I'm going to start. This is my personal palette. It's obviously well loved. I do want to point out that this is a lip and cheek color called Frenchie. It's normally in a full size. I just had a little tin that I melted it in so I could use it. This is my camo color. So we're going to start with my camo color. A camo color is something that's used to maybe neutralize some darkness or redness or blemishes, scars, things like that. So I'm using a little bit of this Frenchie just under my eyes. Oh, sorry, I got an itchy nose. Just under my eyes where I have a little bit of bluish purple. Because it's got a little bit of an orangey, peachy color to it, it will kind of neutralize that a little bit before I put my regular makeup on. If you have any other spots, you can do it. My skin is pretty good today. I do have a couple of blemishes that I'll be covering at the end. And I might as well just put a little bit of this right here where I'm kind of red. So that's the camo color. The next color we're going to do is, I'm going to jump over to my contour color. So that's going to be the darkest color you have. Normally your artist will match you with a contour color that also is perfect to fill in your eyebrows. So I'm going to apply most of this with my fingers and then I'm going to blend it with a brush. So I like to find right where my cheekbone is, where it dips in, I go right above that line. So it's a little bit higher, it's a little bit more uplifting. And then I like to make my 5-head a forehead, and I like to really get it in near my hairline. Another little pro tip is if you have any sparkles that you want to cover, this works great to kind of cover those. So I'm just kind of drawing some little lines up there. You can do dots if you rather do dots, that's fine, okay? Then I'm going to do a little bit along my jawline. So I'm just going to take a little line right there, and then I usually just bring a little bit down. I've already moisturized using our Saint cream, and it's been soaking in for a good 5 minutes. I definitely recommend moisturizer. And moisturizer is different than oil. Some people say, well, I already have oily skin, so I don't need it. But moisture and oil are very different. If you are actually more hydrated within, you tend to be, with water, you tend to be less oily too. Okay, so I just contoured my nose a little bit. I did it, let me just show you another little trick. If you put a little bit on both of your fingers like this, and you just kind of put your fingers almost touching and then you go like that, you can draw lines pretty close together and really easily. Now, the closer your lines are together, the more narrow your nose is gonna look. And for me, that's good. If you have a cute little narrow nose already, you won't need it. I put a little bit on my end, but if you have a little button nose, you probably don't need it there either. You can also put a little bit of this under your lip to create some fullness. You can use this as lip liner, eyeliner, like I said, in your eyebrows. Okay, let's move on. This is going to be your brightening color. It's going to be your lightest foundation color. It's also called the pop color if you're familiar with the camo method. I am going to put a really skinny line down my nose. I'm going to do the inside corner, outside corner, and on either sides of my nose, okay? You can put a little bit up here if you want to. I'm pretty light there, so I don't need it. Then I'm gonna take my main highlight color, which is gonna be your darkest. And now these are really creamy. So one of the things that I like about it, and especially when you're first starting out, is applying with your finger, you can really feel, how much you're getting. So sometimes it's a little bit better than using a brush right away. So this is called our main highlight, also might be called your bridge color. We're bridging everything together. So everywhere where we didn't put the other colors, we're just going to dot this in between. So we're bridging them all together. Another little pro tip here, if you tend to be lighter, a lot lighter on your neck, you may want to take that brightening color and just put one little dot right there, because then when you blend blend it, it's just gonna kind of give you a little bit more uniform look there. All right, so I've got that on. I'm ready to blend. We're gonna add our cheek color at the end. You can do it now if you want to, but I tend to wipe too much of it off. So I'm grabbing my blush and bronzer brush. You may have got this one, you may have got the Detail. The Buff brush is another great one. The denser your bristles are on a brush, the more coverage you're gonna get. So the Buff brush has the most coverage. I'm gonna use the small side of my blush and bronzer because I like this medium coverage that I get from it. I'm gonna start with my lighter colors. I tend to start at the top and then I just kind of work my way down. And I'm just kind of blending that. Now, if this brush doesn't fit in the inner corner, you might want to just use your finger like that. Or you can use a smaller brush too. So whatever works for you. Another method for blending is to use your perfector sponge. So this is going to be like a beauty blender, but you're going to use it dampened and you can blend that way too. That's nice. I think that gives a more sheer finish. If you use the brush, you tend to get a little bit more coverage. So I'm just blending all of that light color in first. And then same brush, I'm just gonna blend my dark color. Now I've seen people just start at the top and go straight down and blend everything, and that works too. I'm just a little OCD. Now, if you have any questions about this, reach out to your artist, okay? The person that referred you or the person's page you're watching this on, and they will help you. They'll help you get your color match. I don't recommend that you jump on and do that all by yourself. The colors are a little bit deceiving online. And if you notice, the colors that I'm using look very yellow, but look at how beautifully it blended. So ask your artist. She's the professional. She's trained in this. She knows what's going on. Okay, so I've got all that blended. Now I'm going to add my cheek color. I like to put my cheek color on with my finger and then blend it with my brush just because sometimes I get too much. So I'm going a little bit higher and I'm not doing it on the apples. I'm going up here a little bit higher. It's going to create a little bit more lift. Then I'm just using the fluffy side of this blush and bronzer, and I'm just blending it until I like it. If you get way too much on, you can easily erase a little bit just with whatever's left on that other side, or you can use that beauty blender to get some off too. I love to just take whatever's left over and stick it on my eyes like that. And then last, if you want to add a little bit of bronzer, I like to put that on the high points of my face. And definitely down here to make sure everything blends seamlessly. So that's it. That is the camo method. If you have any touch up, like I said, I had a couple of little blemishes, but see how nicely that blended, and it just looks like skin. It's very easily blendable and forgiving. But I am going to cover up those couple of blemishes. So let me get my little multitasker brush. This is one of my favorite brushes. I'm going to use this tiny small side. I'm going to grab my darker color and I'm just going to touch it on these blemishes that I have on my chin, and I'm getting exactly on the dots where they are. I'm not going outside of that line. And then I let them sit for a second and they warm up. While that's warming up, I'm going to grab a little bit of this contour and the other side of my multitasker brush, and I'm just going to fill in my eyebrows a little bit. All from the same compact. I haven't shuffled through a makeup bag at all. I can't tell you the amount of time this saves. And of course, when I'm not talking, I go much faster. You can use this as eyeshadow too, you guys, and just blend it a little bit with your finger or with a brush. You can use it as eyeliner, like I said, lip liner. Everything is multitask, multi-use, easy to use, travels well. You don't have to put it in that Ziploc bag. You can leave it right in your purse when you go through the airport. That's pretty cool. That was the lip and cheek color. I just stuck it on my lips too. Okay, don't forget to blend these. So I just take my finger and I lightly dab them until they disappear. So I just kind of pat it into the skin until they melt. And then I like to use a setting spray or a powder to set. We have Stay Spray. This is my travel bottle, but it does come in a big full-size bottle like this. I just like the mister on this, and plus it's easier to throw in my travel bag. So you can get back quite far because it can be aggressive. I'm gonna close my eyes and just do a few squirts like that. If you don't like spraying it directly on your face, dampen your Perfector sponge, spray it directly on here, and then dab it in like that. It's a little less aggressive that way, but this is gonna give you that beautiful dewy finish, and it's gonna stay all day. If you want to get a little bit more matte finish, this is the perfect time to add your vanilla dust powder. I'm just gonna grab, this is our Power Powder Brush. I think it's just called the powder brush now. And I'm just gonna dab a little bit under my eyes. And I wanna show you how instantly it just diffuses. It's like a filter. And this setting spray isn't even quite dry yet. That's okay. So I'm just gonna kind of go around my nose where you might get oily or shinier. And then I like to set where I covered those blemishes to really make sure that they stay covered. And that's it. If you wanna do another little pro tip, you can take your finger right where you did that contour and just take your finger and go like that. And it just kind of gives a little bit of an extra pop. You can add a little bit of your brighter color if you wanted to really, really make it pop right there. That's kind of fun. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you have any questions, refer to your artist, message her. She can help you get color matched. She's the professional. She's trained in this. Use her, abuse her, and love her. All right, have a beautiful day.